Hey guys, what's up? It's Darkmick here and welcome back to another video. Today I'm covering off my Mythic Plus tank guide for new people into the 10 plus affix area on Siege of Boralus. So this is from the Alliance perspective, so it's a little bit different than the Horde, though we do go down and pull the Horde mobs where you come out, so you can do the same thing. Horde just have a much better setup in regards to mob and things like that in Siege of Boralus than Alliance do, but you can still work the same pathing in this. So these guides are not full dungeon overviews if you haven't copped one before. Basically, the idea is to give newer tanks moving into the plus 10 area with Awakened the confidence and an idea of what to do with the obelisks, where to take them and what kind of pathing to take. Generally, tanks, when they're in the group, they're looked at as having the route, knowing what they're doing, and everyone else is just following. So it can be a little bit daunting, and the idea behind these videos is to give you the confidence to be able to step up into that range and sort of have an idea of what you're doing. Now, I'm actually going to start off on this 19, and then I'm going to flick over to another video quickly, which I failed to hit record at the start. Reason being is the other one is just a little bit cleaner until it gets to the last boss where everything goes to hell in a handbasket, and I'll swap back to this one. So starting off on this one, getting across the water. So you can either jump down, use Path of Frost, run across. If you're a Demon Hunter, you can glide across. If you're a Warrior, you can Heroic Leap. If you've got a Water Strider or Water Riding, you can just jump down and get on that and ride across the water. Whatever you do, just get across the water. So we're going to pull that first Enforcer, and we're going to pull it over to this group where the Horde come out. So there's two Enforcers here. So just make sure you're facing them away from your group, as the Slobber Knockers, if they hit anyone, will either kill them or punt them into the water and they'll get eaten by a shark, and you're just losing time. So always try and face them away from your raid if you can. So this is about where I'm up to on the other one, so I'm just going to really quickly swap over, so again, just make sure you're facing them away from your group, and then start sort of moving. Once everything's dead and I'm down to the last two Enforcers, I'm going to start dragging them off around this bridge towards the next pack. Again, making sure Slobber Knockers are faced away from your group, and then you can just outrange them if they're on you, or you can run through them to the other side. So then I'm going to run up to this next pack, which has got a Wave Shaper in it. Now, the Wave Shaper will cast a Brackish Bolt and a Watertight Shell. Need to make sure that you kick the Watertight Shell. Kick the Brackish Bolts as well, so they will hurt, but the biggest thing is making sure that you interrupt the Watertight Shell, otherwise you'll all get stunned and you're losing time. So once they're cleaned up, we're just going to move down into this next pack down the end. Next pack down the end just has a bunch of mobs that'll shoot molten slugs and things like that. You won't have any problems with them. Just get a Twilight Dev proc and clean them up really quickly. So then we're going to move up to our next section where the first obelisk is. Now we're going to do a double pull here. On Fortified weeks, I'd still do this double pull and I would hero it. This is a Tyrant week in Siege though, so we'll be saving hero for the bosses. But again, you know, Siege is notoriously fairly difficult on Tyrant weeks for bosses, so you always generally want to have hero for bosses. Fortified week, the trash is quite dangerous though, so pulls like this, you would definitely be burning your hero. The biggest thing in here is the Bomber. The Bomber's going to cast Fire Bombs, which is bad, so you want to get the Bomber down ASAP. You also want to make sure that you're interrupting the Watertight Shell and the Brackish Bolts again from the Wave Shaper, but the Bomber is definitely the priority target. Slobber Knockers, again, will be going off from the Enforcers, so again, try and face them away from your group, but Bomber and Watertight Shell are the big ones. So once they're down, we're going to go into our first obelisk here, and we're going to drag it through this Hangman area sort of to our right. Again, make sure you have a look at MDT with your obelisks. They are on a rotation every fortnight. They change, so there's Tyrant A, Fort A, and then Tyrant B, Fort B. Two of the obelisks will change place in that. Again, just play to your strengths here as well. These Flesh Fiends will actually do a stacking dot, and they do quite a bit of damage. They do interact with the affixes as well, so they enrage, they drop sanguine, they do necrotic, so just make sure you're aware of that. In regards to playing to your strengths, if you've got a priest in your group, you can group up for the first fear and mass dispel it. If you've got a monk, I think is it revival? I can't even remember what the name is for monks, but they can get rid of all the fears in that one as well. DK, you can AMS it. Warrior, you can Berserker rage it. Otherwise, spread for your fears, or make sure that you're getting feared away from where you're kiting as the tank, so you get a feared away from the mob, so you're going in the same direction if you're trying to pull it somewhere. But otherwise, we're just going to come out in this area here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to grab these gutters that are up here, and we're going to drag it into this next pack. Now, packs of mobs of focus in this one are the Bomber and the Raider. So again, the Bomber, you want to get it down ASAP. The Raider is going to do this Savage Tempest, this big swirly bad thing. You don't want to stand in the big swirly bad thing. On bolstering weeks here, you'd want to CC your bomber and your raider and pull the other mobs out and kill them so you don't bolster the bomber and the raider. Or if you've got enough CC, you can CC the other mobs and pull the bomber and the raider out and kill them and then do the other packs into the other side or whatnot. But again, bomber is main focus. It'll put bad stuff on the ground. It's bad. Raider will do the swirly. Make sure even you as the tank move out of Savage Tempest. So once they're down, we're going to go into the next pack over here. Big ones over here are these little Dockhounds. They'll do a rend flesh, which is quite nasty, and they'll do this feral charge. So with the feral charge there, you can see, because I'm such a pog champ at life, it went to charge onto the Yatsu, this feral charge, and then I grip it like an absolute champion of man. So just be aware of that. Stun them, absolutely. Just make sure you try and stun them, because they will do a dickload of damage, especially on fortified weeks. So just be aware of that. Stun the dogs. I don't think there's really much else to mention in that pack. You can also, as well, see this little sort of hole down here. You can pull these mobs and line of sight them around this corner if you have no way to clump them up and you want to group them up. Obviously not ideal on sanguine weeks, but if you do want to clump them up, you can run around under here and use the little wall to bring them back to you. So then we're on to the boss. Now the boss is interesting. So what you want to do here, and it depends on your group's skill, ability, and things like that. I've seen some people take the adds and leave them on the boss and follow the boss around, which is sort of okay in lower keys. In higher keys, generally what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to clean the first 2 sets of adds up. So get your DPS to nuke down the first 2 sets of adds. Have this cleaver here always facing away from your group, because it'll do a heavy slash. It's a 40-yard frontal cone, and it will stun and do a shitload of damage if it hits you, or anyone in your group. So you always want to have it facing away from your group. The boss will do a meat hook on you, which you need to move out of the way for. Again, huge range on it. If you get sucked in, he'll do this gore crash, which I just got hit by like a tard, which can kill you on high keys as well, because you'll be stunned in it. So your DPS your range are going to be running it into bombs. Then the second group of adds are going to come up. Now, if you have CC, you can CC them, imprison, blind, paralysis, whatever. We got one off here, and then we're going to kill this cleaver. So again, ad management is pretty important. If you can get you kill the first set of adds, and then you either CC or you kill the next set, then you can generally drill down the boss. So you can see here, I'm always just facing the cleaver away from my group, because I don't want them to get hit by the slash. Now, another thing you can do as a DK, you can asphyxiate the heavy slash, you can grip the heavy slash off, you can mass grip to yourself the heavy slash off as well. So you've got sort of those options. Warriors can obviously use Stormbolt, Shockwave to stop it, Fear to stop it, Brewmasters, Paralysis, Ring of Peace, Leg Sweep. You get where I'm going here, but you can interrupt the heavy slash if you've got a way to interrupt the channel sort of off so it doesn't hit you, but positioning wise, you generally want to stay away. So we did 2 sets of adds there, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to face the next cleavers away from my group. We're going to kill the powder shots every time because the molten slugs hurt, but otherwise now I'm just camping out here in Narnia with my cleavers, and I think I end up with maybe 2 cleavers. So I've got 2 cleavers on me at the moment. Do I end up with 3? 2. So only 2 cleavers. So I pretty much, with killing the first 2 sets of adds, and then just killing the powder shots as they came up, I just sat out here with 2 cleavers while my group dealt with the boss on its own. And it's probably the easiest way to manage this fight, rather than having people trying to dodge heavy slashes left, right, and blah, blah, blah. Now, next we're going to go up to this pack here. Now, there is a padding pat here of the commander, and I think it's either the commander and 2 marauders or powder shots, which will pat up and back here where my mouse is. Technically, we should have just taken all of this into this Wave Shaper pack. However, I chose to wait, which probably wasn't a great idea, as these marauders will actually die really quick. So we're going to wait for this commander and the powder shot to pat away, and then I'm going to take this front pack of marauders into this Wave Shaper up here. Now again, Wave Shaper, interrupt the Brackish Bolt, make sure you interrupt the Watertight Shell. That's pretty much it. The marauders will put this debuff on you, Curse Slash, which causes you to take increased damage. just be aware of it. It does hurt if you get enough stacks of it. But that's about it. So we're going to kill this Wave Shaper, and then this was pretty bad. This was a pretty big waste of time. Commander was coming back. We needed the Commander. We need this Pat in the percentage for our route. So we had to waste. So we probably lost, 30 seconds here, which isn't ideal. Should have just dragged it in. But again, obviously do whatever your group's capable with. We certainly would have been capable with it. I was just a bit of a pussy. So again here, the Commander is your main focus target here. The Commander has the most HP out of the two, the three in the mobs. The powder shots will die really quickly. One thing that you can do here with the Commander as well is the Commander will charge. What you can do if you chose to pull that Pat in with the Wave Shaper, this blue square, if you have a ranged player go and stand on this blue square and you bring the Commander and the pack over to this corner, the Commander won't charge, it will just stand there. However, on things like bolstering weeks and sanguine weeks and things like that, just be aware, especially on bolstering weeks, your Commander isn't affected by spotter damage or anything like that, so it's got a shitload of HP. It needs to be your priority target that you burn down. So we've killed that. We're just gonna drag the Commander over into this next pack. Again, same thing with the Wave Shaper, making sure you're kicking the watertight shells and the brackish bolts, and we're just gonna drop them and kill them. Kill this Commander up again. You can see how much HP they have. He's still alive through those two pulls. So once he's dead, we're gonna jump in our next obelisk. So this is the Orb Weaver one this week. So again, same thing I've said in all the other videos with the Orb Weaver, 2 kicks and then you can move. So Crippling Pestilence is the first kick, then Lingering Doubt, and then you'll have downtime between the next 2. So you just need to make sure that you're getting the kicks on them. The Scarabs will actually kill themselves. There's no real reason to focus them or anything like that. If you kite away, they will kill themselves. The biggest thing to watch out for on the Scarabs, of course, is their Volatile Rupture, which is the green big circle on the ground, which will actually, on a high enough key, it'll kill you if you get caught in it. I think Chewie actually gets caught in this one here and ends up dying. So there might be 2 going off, or there was 1, but either way, it 100 to 0 Chewie. So again, I'm just going to kill this one. I want to kill it in the middle here, because basically what we're going to do here, and it makes life really easy around the ricocheting shots. So the Orb Weaver's about to die. I am in front of this little event. There's the event that you run through where they shoot the little bullet holes at you. I'm going to go out first and everyone else is going to stay in. Now this is obviously harder on fort weeks because it hits a lot harder. What I'm doing here is I've come out first and I am waiting while my whole group is in the Void Realm. I'm waiting for the circle from the spotter to come on me, because as soon as I've got the circle from the spotter, all these molten slugs are shooting me. So I've got things like AMS to reduce the damage and things like that. What I am doing is waiting for the circle so I can get these circles on the spotter. As soon as I get the circles, my group can come out and start helping me. They can come out and get, if you've got AoE stuns, this is where you want to drop them, and you can pretty much ensure that no ricochets or molten slugs go off on you if you come out and get a stun, and then the spotter's damage will kill everything else. So coming around the corner, Wave Shaper, more Marauders, again, that stacking debuff, just watch out for them. Try and just get this stuff as quick as you can, run it into the spotter's circles and use that to kill it. We're not going to take the spotter across anywhere. Bolstering weeks, raging weeks, if you've got a Resto Druid and roots, or a Boomkin, kiting the spotter through and keeping it rooted in place is certainly a good play. It certainly makes a big difference, and we probably could have done it. I think this is just the safer option, is just to kill it. So we kill the spotter, moving across the water. I'm going to grab all of this stuff down here again, so a bunch of small Marauders. Watch out for the curse / debuff. Going to kill these, and then we're going to move up into this next pack. Now again, next pack, another Wave Shaper, brackish bolts, and the watertight shell. Watch out for the Commander and its trample. It'll do a charge off and it'll stun you if you get hit. Again, the Commander has a dick load of HP. Make sure it's your focus target, and that's about it. It'll also do a bolstering shout that bolsters the mob around it. Just kill it. So then we're going to go to our next obelisk. Now, there are a few options in this one too. One is that you can actually take this obelisk and go all the way to the other side of the Commander if you were taking a spotter with you. Or if you wanted to use a spotter for the last half of the dungeon. But again, that is fairly big brain play and probably not what we're going into. So just forget I said that. So we're just going to take this obelisk and we're pretty much just going to kill it. Basically where we are now. We're just going to fight the mobs from where we go into the second boss area. So again, tentacles, make sure that you're interrupting them. I don't know if I said it on the fear one, but all the awakened affixes interact with the affixes. So in terms of the tentacles, they will enrage. In terms of sanguine, they'll drop sanguine. The flesh fiends will stack necrotic. They will drop sanguine. They will enrage. So awaken does interact with the affixes, so just keep that in mind as well. If you get really awkward positioning with the mind flay tentacles, you can get interrupts, or you can just leg it away, and the tentacles will actually snap to your location. So you can see here, this one was covered in quite a bit of purple stuff, couldn't get to it. So if we just move away, it actually ends up porting up to this area I'm circling on my map right now, on my screen, sorry, with my mouse. It ports right here. So don't feel like you have to run into a whole bunch of purple goop to get access to a tentacle before your group can move on. Just move. So we're going to kill the blob here. Blob hits tanks quite hard. Just be aware of that as well. Just obviously keep moving it as it drops the purple goop. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to come out here again, and we're going to go into this pack now. As a tank as well, always helps to tell your group where you are facing everything, because there is a cannoneer in here which will shoot a large bazooka boom boom. I face everything into the water, so my group know that the shots are going this way to the right of my screen, so they're not going to be on this side, they're going to be on this side. So it just always makes it a lot easier for things with frontal abilities to not get decked. So you can see here the cannoneer is my focus here, and I'm pointing it into the water, so if anyone goes to get hit, they know where to go, or they know where the bomb's going, sorry, because you can see here broadside's being cast, getting shot into the water, making sure nobody gets decked by it. There's not really much going on in here. The deckhands will do a crimson swipe, make sure it's faced away from your group, make sure you're facing the cannoneer away from your group for the broadside, and that's really about it. So we kill them. There's a spotter over here. Again, if you wanted to root it and keep it for the last half of the dungeon, you can do that. The damage doesn't affect the boss, but it's certainly something you can do. Now Lockwood. Big thing on here is she will shoot gut shot if she doesn't have a slow on her. So I'm pretty sure like if you can charge in and get a thunderclap on her on a warrior, that works well. What you can do on a DK is you can actually grip her off the cast. So it's a boss that you can actually grip. So pulling the boss, gripping her to you straight away will actually cause the gut shot to not go on anyone, which is fantastic news for your healer. So you can see here we engage Lockwood, and I just grip her straight to her, and we don't get any gut shots. Now, clear the deck, should have it facing into the boat, because that's where I told everyone I was facing it. Had it facing out this way. Terrible. So again, just watch your positioning, but I have a mark on my head, which is always good to do so people know where frontals is going and where a safe spot is, because generally the tank is going to move to a safe spot. So when they withdraw, 3 ads comes down. Again, deckhands face them away from your group for the crimson swipes. Cannoneer have it facing a certain direction that you've told your group, so they're not going to get shot. I'm a little bit close to the boat here as well. Try and sort of stay out a little bit so you've got a little bit more room to move, as sometimes down here in the bottom you can actually get clipped by things even though you might not think that you're standing in them. Again though, just looking for safe spots, moving into them. Someone's going to pick up the cannon and shoot. Now as soon as she shoots, I'm not even going to bother searching for her on this frame. I'm just going to go straight up to the boss frame, select her, and I'm going to grip her in the air to me again, so no gut shots go off. So you can see there I gripped, no gut shot. We're going to hero, we always hero on Tyrant as soon as she comes down from the first phase, so we've blown hero there, and we're just going to try and bust her down as much as we can. It's a fairly long fight. It's the same for the rinse repeat though for the entirety of this fight. So kill Lockwood, and then we're just going to mount up and we're going to run up here. Now what I'm going to do here is just run to there to stop the bullets. I'm then grabbing the Pillager, Buccaneer, and this Demolisher as soon as it comes in. With these ones, just watch the bananas on the ground. Sometimes they're really hard to dodge. It's really bad when you get stunned. The Crusher is going to do this crushing slam. It's a giant 40-yard frontal cone. Have it facing away from your group if you can. Sometimes it does spin. Just make sure you're vocal in regards to where it's going. It'll also do a fear. It's a purple circle. AMS does not work on it. So you need to make sure that you move out of the purple circle, this terrifying roar. The Nanas will continue to do like banana rampages, so grip them or asphyx them off them if you can. And there's also one that does like a frontal sludgy thing as well that you want to watch out for, the Pillager. So just watch out for the Pillager as well. It does do a fair bit of damage, does do a large frontal cone. So you want to get them down ASAP. Once they're dead, I'm going to keep the Demolisher up, and I'm going to pull this next pack down the corner here. So again, Buccaneers with banana rampages, and there's one other that does the water thing, the Tempest. Sorry, so you need to make sure that you're kicking the Tempest cast as well. We'll do a water spray, and I think the Tempest will also cast a heal as well, if I am not mistaken. So again, you just need to make sure there it is there, Revitalizing Mist. Just make sure you get kicks on your Revitalizing Mists. So once they're dead, we're going to take our obelisk. Now we're going to skip all of Monkeyville, and this is the Tank Buster one. Again, with the Tank Buster one, guys, something to know for this week while I'm making this video, because this is last week's affixes, these growths will drop sanguine pools. So don't go and murder a giant path in front of your group or anything like that, because they will have to then run through sanguine. If you're the tank running through sanguine whilst getting hit with a Spirit Breaker, you're in pretty bad shape. So the Spirit Breaker does quite a bit of damage. Make sure you've got some form of active mitigation rolling, so you don't get decked with it. And also try and kite while you've got the Spirit Breaker debuff on you. He'll then stop and do a Dark Fury cast, which is a big purple circle. Just don't stand in it. As soon as my debuff is gone, I'm generally happy to take another hit. You will have to kite around for a fair bit, so do try and get a fair bit of damage in for him. So you can see here, Spirit Breaker's up on me now. I don't want to take a hit, so I'm kiting away. He's casting Dark Fury, and so on and so on. We're going to kill it up the top here. So kiting it. We're going to kill it in between. This is the next pack that we're going into, and we're going to kill it in this little alleyway where Moon is here. So I am just waiting here for the Dark Fury cast, and then I'm just going to bring it up into here, and we're going to come out here. Now, what the aim is here is, again, same thing we did on the bridge after first boss. I'm going in here. I'm going to wait for the spotter. So I'm going to get shot. I have to deal with these explosives. Again, though, you can just use AMS to try and avoid having to murk down these explosives. I've got enough circles around me now from the shots coming down that my groups come out. This is where it gets tricky, though. You want to get your AoE stuns going and things like that, because people absolutely get decked if they all get focused with the shots, which is exactly what happens here to Knack and Andrew with Ricochet shot. We're all stacked. Ricochet went on and just blew everybody up. So we're just going to finish the spotter now. Again, in this circumstance, probably should have kept the spotter alive, as it would have been a lot quicker coming up here. Again, though, it gets harder if you don't have an ability to root it in place, to sort of knock it around and then just knock it in one place to line up where you want the spotter fire to go. So we have everybody running back. Then what we're going to do on explosive weeks, it's really good to bring everything back to this line of sight point. It just means that you don't get stuck if explosive orbs spawn out in the boss area or something like that, or, you know, sort of up here. You've got an easy line of sight point, and the mobs all can get dragged around and clumped up easily. So that's what I just did there. I went and pulled this front pack in front here first, and then I went back to this little point around here. So moving back, again, Commander is your focus target here. Is it the Destroyer or the Invaders that put the stinging venom on you? It's one of them. The dot the dot hurts a bit. So again, if you can see the dot coming out, or you've got high stacks on you, AMSing it is good to try and reduce the damage of that. But again, Commander is your focus and your priority target here, especially on bolstering weeks and things like that. Again, trample, make sure you're not standing in it, and that's about it. And it's the Invaders that do the stinging venom. So you can see here the Commander does a bolstering shout as well. The more mobs that are up around that bolstering shout, the more damage they do, so you don't want that. So then I'm going to go, the boss is in an awkward padding position. The boss is actually over here at the moment, and we don't need to go super big. So I'm just going to grab this double sniper invader pack, and I'm going to drag them all the way back here again to avoid any dumb explosive orbs. So again, invaders do the thing, the stinging venom, the sniper will do the ricocheting shot and the shot, just kill them. You're not going to have any problem with this 3-pack here. Then we're going to grab the next pack, which is, go back a little bit, this one in the corner here. So it doesn't matter if you grab the boss in this one, it says it's the last pack, just get around the corner, the boss will reset itself. Main thing here again though is to have everything clumped up. And to ensure you're not having explosives out in Narnia. So again here, the stinging venom, again, it stacks up quite quickly, does a bit of damage, so just be aware of that. There's a commander in here as well, so watch the tramples, it's your focus target, make sure you're getting that down, and that's about it in that one. Again, it's a decent sized pack, but you should be fine. And if you're using the spotter, just making sure you're putting the spotter circles over the packs to destroy them. However, remember, it won't damage the cannon, the commander. So then we're on to Wave Shaper. Now, Wave Shaper, we actually do, not Wave Shaper, Hadal Darkfathom. We actually do this boss fairly ordinary repositioning wise. What you actually want to do I think we did it better on the 19. Give me 1 second. Let me bring up this. So what you want to do is you want to actually clump up on his right foot, and then you just want to move. So going in to Darkfathom here, you want to try and obviously stay near the corners so you've got easy access to the middle no matter where the waves are coming from. And then you want to be stacked on his right foot so you can drop the breakwaters there, and then you can just move him to the corner. Now this crushing tide here, what you can do is you don't need to move out of the way. If you stand under him in his hitbox, where I am standing now, you won't actually get hit by this. So you can see I am under his hitbox, like I'm under him between his legs, and I'm not getting hit. And then I don't have to move at all. Now, because I'm in this middle part as well, not the middle part, but I'm close to the center and I'm in this corner, you can see here Tidal Surge comes up. So I've got easy access to run to the middle no matter what side it's on, and I've got 5 seconds to get there. So from a corner to any of this side, it's fine. It's locked out because it's up the top here. So all I have to do is move down to this kind of wall here. I don't want to move in up against here with my group, because whichever way, once the wave's gone, he's going to do another crushing tide and it's going to shoot out whichever way he's facing. So I want to have sort of my positioning back here and the boss facing that way, so the crushing tide is going out of the encounter space rather than over it. So you can see here Tidal Surge is coming. I'm kind of moving down to this bit here. I'm line of sight from this. I'm waiting for a crushing tide to go, and it's gone out of the encounter space. So now I don't have, a giant white line cutting people off from anywhere or anything like that. We're stacked on his right foot. Breakwater comes out, and I'm moving to another corner. So if you can get positioning on this boss right with your group, it makes everything a shitload easier. Again, crushing tide, just staying under his hitbox, not having to worry about that, waiting for the next Tidal Surge to come. Tidal Surge is up that side. I'm going down to here this time. I'm going to wait for the crushing tide. Crushing tide is going out of the encounter space. Again, not filling the crap up. I'm going to stack on his right foot, going to wait for the next breakwater, and then I'm going to move back to a corner. So now I'm over here. Same stuff again. So then we're going to go on to the last boss. Now, what I want to show you with the last boss, I'm actually going to go back to the 21 because I'm going to show you what happens when you don't have the DPS to do this strategy. So in the last boss, what you genuinely want to do, I say genuinely or generally there. Okay, Alliance have RP here too if you're wondering as a Horde why we're standing at the gate. We have RP, you guys get straight through. Totally fair and balanced. So we're going to go down to the first platform here. Now, what we need to do here is the first platform is fairly stock standard. You just want to kill the gripping, the demos, and then you want to be DPSing. You want to be killing the demos, making sure that the demo is dead before the timer for the next one pops up, and then you're going to kill the gripping. Then you're going to go over to the second platform, and on Tyrannical, this is where you'll hero. You won't use any of your major cooldowns, but you will hero. You can use shorter cooldowns, but not your 3 minutes and things like that. The idea on the second platform is that you hero. You burn the demo first without anyone touching the gripping. Then you hero. I got something in my nose, man. You hero and you burn the gripping tentacle down before a demo spawns. However, if you fail that, you basically wipe if it's a high enough key. So I'm just going to show you through this one here. So we pull. We're killing the demo first. We've got some people doing damage on the gripping one, but you can see up here, demolishing terror. So there is a timer on DBM or on Bigwigs, whichever you're using. What you need to do is you need to make sure that these demolishing terrors are dead before the next one pops up, because if you get overrun with demolishing terrors, they will do their hull cracker and they will completely fuck your group up. So make sure on this first platform that you are ahead of this demolishing terror timer. There will be 5 that will pop per platform. So if at worst case scenario, if you are really struggling to kill them and you need to kill 5 demolishing terrors before you drop your gripping, it's better to do that than it is to get overrun and wiped to hull crackers. So we're on our third one here. The fourth one is about to spawn in 4 seconds. So we get another one pop up here. If they're close and you can get cleave on them, it's absolutely fantastic because you can obviously take your gripping down a lot quicker. We're about to have our 5th demolishing terror spawn over on this one, so we'll get no more after this one. So the 5th one's popped up now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to finish off the gripping, and then we're going to finish off the demo, and we're going to move over to the next platform. So we get a shot off. We're all moving over here. Now, this is what I was talking about on the second platform. Everybody is going to go on the demolishing terror here. Nobody is going to touch the gripping up the back. So we're going to kill this, and then we are going to hero, not bust your 3 minutes, and we're going to try and drop this gripping terror. Now, you have pretty much, is it 20 seconds? No, yes, it is. So you can see here, let me pause this. 19 seconds on the demolishing terror. You have 20 seconds to be able to kill this gripping tentacle with this strat, otherwise you pretty much wipe. So you can see here we go big on it, and we end up with, sorry, it's before the second one. So you actually have 40 seconds. I apologize, I'm dumb. You need to kill it before the second one pops. So you need to be able to kill that gripping tentacle before the second demo pops. So you kill the first demo, then you go to the gripping and you blow hero. The demo will pop, the first one. Tank goes over and picks it up. You need to have killed the gripping before the second demo pops up. Hopefully that makes sense after I screwed the explanation. So you can see here we've got 8 seconds from here. It's 8 seconds on the demolishing terror. It's at 23%, 3 million health. If we don't kill it before the second demo comes up, remember what happens if you get 2 demos up? It's pretty much game over, because if they're spread, they'll be hull crackering and they'll be doing a lot of damage. You're screwed. 186k. So we missed it by 186k. And as a result, what happens is 2 tentacles spawn up. They're at high HP because no one was touching the first one because we're trying to kill it. Tank's not in range. Hull crackers go off. If I'm not in range, it'll slap someone else and it will full wipe you. So that's the gamble with that strategy. You need quite a bit of hefty ass DPS to pull it through. So on the 19, just to go back and show you the exact same strategy, just from the second platform. What platform are we on here? Holy shit. First one. Sorry, guys. Imagine if I edited this and just didn't play a video, but then it wouldn't be fun for me. Okay, so coming over onto the second platform right now. Same setup again, all right? So we're killing the demolishing terror. And sorry this is a bit long, but I feel like it's really good if you understand what's going on. So again, killing the demo, then we're all going down the back onto the crushing, or the gripping, sorry. Now, again, with the demolishings, I should say as well, try and face them away from your group for the slam. You can stun them and things like that, but otherwise, if you face them away from your group, you can just sidestep the slam, and it won't hit anyone, and it won't hit you. So you can see here, we heroed, and we're burning down this gripping. Now, on a 19, it's a big difference to 20. The first demo has spawned, so I'm going to run off and grab this demo here. It's going to do a slam, so I'm just going to asphyx it, even though it wasn't going to hit anyone. I'm just going to do that because I'm cool. You can see here the gripping's dead, and we still had, how long did we have? We still had 10 seconds before the next one was going to pop, so well and truly safe on the DPS front for that one. So the gripping's dead. We're all just going to run down and kill this demo now. And once that demo's dead, we're going to start running. Don't shoot too early. Make sure that people are running and then shoot. So now we're going to get a shot off because we're over here. And then we're on to the third platform. Now, the third platform is where we've saved our 3-minute cooldowns for. We don't have hero. What we're going to do is we're going to come over onto this platform. Again, everybody is going to kill the demolishing tentacle. As a tank, you can stand down here. All the slams will go over here, and you can just sidestep up onto here and then go back onto this piece of wood here. Just means your DPS is safe and they don't have to worry about it. So again, nobody's touched the tentacle up the back. Nobody has touched the gripping. We're all on the demolisher. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go and burn the last gripping with 3-minute cooldowns. and your pot. So again, I'm just sidestepping out of the slams. I'm going back. Make sure when you're getting dispelled with your big water circle that you don't run on people, as well as you'll get punted when it gets dispelled if it's not on you. So just be aware of that. I should have mentioned that, sorry. So the demo's dead. We're all running down the back, and as soon as we hit it, the timer starts for the demo. So I should have mentioned that as well, sorry. You kill the Demolisher first before you go and touch the gripping, as we've done on platforms 2 and 3. Once you hit the gripping, the timer for that demo will start. So you can see as soon as we hit it, it started ticking down from 20. So we're just going to burn this down. And again, remember the first one's going to pop up, the Demolishing Terror. So you can see here, the second one technically is going to pop up in 3 seconds. I, as the tank, am going to run over and pick it up. The group's job, aside from this, is to make sure that that gripping tentacle is dead before this next demo one pops up. So I'm just going to go and tank the demo up here. I don't have to worry about anything else. The group's going to finish the gripping terror. As soon as the gripping is finished, there'll be no more demos spawning. We can just finish this one off, waiting for the guy to repair the cannon. You don't really need to do anything with it. As soon as the cannon's repaired, shoot it, pew pew, and that's it. So that is it, guys. Hopefully that gives you a little bit more confidence moving into Siege of Boralus and how you'll operate with the obelisks. This is a very safe and reliable path. But if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments below. Hopefully I explained that last boss clear enough that you know what's going on as well. If I didn't, I'm sorry, but hit me up in the comments if you have any questions. But that's it, guys. Come find me on Discord. Come say hi on Twitch. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for checking out the video. I'll see you all next time. See you, fam.